Namaste, Vande Mataram, and a very, very happy Independence Day. India at 75 is landmark and it's very, very special. So thank you for waking up early and tuning into this very, very special broadcast here at CNN News 18. And surprise, surprise, I have two friends of mine who are with us in the studio. Happy Independence Day, Lieutenant Holkar. Colonel Holkar, thank you. And happy Independence Day, Tushar. So Tushar Gupta and Lieutenant Colonel Holkar with us in the studio. And I also have Ambassador Sajanhar joining us at this point. So we have a diplomat, a Fauji and a journalist who have woken up early this morning on Independence Day. It's a very, very special day, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that should set the tone for all of us. Going forward, the next 25 years, that's what the Prime Minister has set the goal for us. From 75 to 100, what is it that we can do for our country? What is it that we can do to ensure that India reaches the heights which civilizationally we were always known for? The three colors of our tricolour, of course, the four color because of the blue in the chakra also. But these colors stand for something. These colors stand for fertility in the green, peace and progress as far as the wheel and the white is concerned, and of course knowledge and glory like the sun, shining like the sun. That is what India is. The three colors of our tricolour, the chakra that talks about and that represents perhaps the biggest and the best invention of man, the wheel, and symbolizes the 24 spokes. That means continuous. So all of that the Prime Minister is expected to touch upon on a day or perhaps on an Independence Day that comes soon after COVID-19, at a time when finally India seems to be rising. There are cases across the country, but we seem to have been able to vaccinate our population completely. A phenomenal achievement. And of course, Har Ghar Tiranga, the aim of getting at least 20 crore flags across the country. There have been many, many more, and it's such a proud moment, it's such a proud feeling. Isn't it fantastic that when you're riding and when you're driving down or even in your bus or when you're traveling, you see the tricolour everywhere and being proudly displayed. It's a moment, ladies and gentlemen. It's historic for all of us. And look at all the across the length and breadth of the country with the Tiranga rallies, with people stepping up, with government doing its bit, with all the forces doing their bit, the civilian population doing their bit. Every house, every office, there is Tiranga. Students are carrying the Tiranga. And of course, our iconic monuments are all bathed in the tricolour. What a historic moment. And that special magic moment is when you have the national anthem playing when the tricolour is going up. That electric moment, nothing can replace. It's just very, very special. Let's ask our guest this morning first comments. So let's get the Fauji within us to start the proceedings as we build up to the Prime Minister's address from the ramparts of the Red Fort. That's again become an iconic pratha for us, isn't it? On Independence Day, to listen to the message of the nation's Prime Minister and the way forward, the vision that's set, not just for the next year, but for the years ahead. But before I go to Lieutenant Colonel Holkar, let's also listen into what our President, Draupadi Murmuji, had to say.
Tomorrow marks the day when we had freed ourselves from the shackles of colonial rulers and decided to reshape our destiny. As all of us celebrate the anniversary of that day, we vow to all those men and women who made enormous sacrifices to make it possible for us to live in a free India. It is a cause of celebration, not only for all of us, but also for every advocate of democracy around the world.
Our first Vanavasi president, again historic and iconic. Everything that we have done is supposed to be telling the world and of course showing it to the world how we need to celebrate democracy and how we need to conduct ourselves as a democracy. Ambassador Ashok Sajanar, bright early morning to you. Good to see the sunshine on Independence Day flowing through the windows as you are joining us. And you are in a part of the world where the sun has already risen. So you are actually joining us from foreign soil. That's what I'm given to understand. You're somewhere in Korea. But Lieutenant Colonel Atul Holkar, what a moment. Let me start with our guests in the studio and then I'll come to you, Ambassador Saab. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely, Anand. It's amazing. 75 years, a young nation, achieving 75 years of democratic, survival and growth is amazing. And then, this may be a very small for a young nation, but it's an amazing achievement for a civilization. And when you look into this, when we started, it was drained, desperate, and divided India in 1947. And from there, we have come and arrived now onto the world stage. starting with just $3 per capita income to 2,000 per capita income now is an amazing achievement, and one should be very proud. There would be some small shortcomings in the nation, every nation has, but the fact of the matter is we should be very, very proud, and we are one of the beacons of hope for across the world. Look at world around us. I mean, we should be so proud today that we are definitely doing better than the rest.
Well, that's behind you a little bit because we started with the Maharashtrian in the mix, so we said let's start with a hint of Mumbai. So that's the Chhatrapati Shivaji terminus right behind you. It just looks phenomenal, isn't it? Bathed in the tricolour, some of our iconic monuments, even though remnants of the British Raj, we've tried to Indianize them. Now someone from an Indian origin is vying to be Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. So the wheel turns of time. Ambassador Ashok Sajanar, I think for quite a significant part, born after independence, but you have grown with the country. So how has it grown? And you've served the country. You've represented the country across, on foreign soil. Today you're joining us from foreign soil. What are your thoughts as India turns 75?
Well, thank you very much, Anand, for having me on your show. You're very right. I speak to you from a place which is 3.5 hours ahead of India time. I'm speaking from Seoul. I'm here for a conference, and I'm delighted to have this opportunity to connect with you and with our audiences in India on this truly historical and remarkable day. So let me make at the beginning just 2 points. Number one, that when India got its independence in 1947, I don't think very many people around the world had hopes that India would be able to continue as a democracy, because they found what political pundits saw, that there is so much of diversity and disparity in India. There is so much of, as far as living standards are concerned, there is so much of difference, and of course as far as diversity in language, in culture, in dance, music, cuisine across the world. So they said India will not be able to stay united, and India will not be able to stay as a democracy. I think India has proved all of these political gurus and pundits wrong by not only continuing as a democracy, but strengthening itself and emerging truly as a role model in the world as far as democratic ethos, values, and how to move forward. The second point I would like to make is, Anand, when I joined the service, the Indian diplomatic service in the late 80s, at that time India was always hyphenated with Pakistan. Yeah. Today, when we speak about 40 plus years from that, I think that comparison is never made. India has truly emerged as a world leader in its own right. I don't want to say, that it is economically, it is compared to, as what China means to the whole world as the engine of economic growth. But I think as a democracy, as a protector of human rights, of values, it has truly made a niche for itself. I think, as one of our speakers has said very correctly, there are challenges, and which country, which individual, which society does not have challenges? But what is important is that India is ready to meet all those challenges. Yes. You referred to one of them yourself about how to be dealt with the COVID-19 pandemic, not only on the health front, but also in the economic front. So I think challenges have been there, we have overcome them, and even for future, we look forward with hope and confidence to a future of peace, stability, security, and prosperity. Anand.